Please click the subscribe button and the notification icon. It will help us a lot.
A lot of people are worried about finding their own style, and finding their own sort of signature right away. And I would just say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about that right now. I mean, like, I think there's a pressure when you're in art school that you have to find your style and right away. And I would just say, just chill out a little bit. You don't have to have that, just sort of, you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. I think that's one thing, is putting too much pressure on yourself of like being this uh like art internet celebrity, or like or putting so much pressure on yourself that you don't have your style. I wouldn't worry about that so much right now, because you're just learning, and then you should explore a little bit, and you should just concentrate on the foundational stuff of like drawing well. Just concentrate on drawing well. What does drawing well mean? Well, that means like learning all you can about like all the foundational stuff, like anatomy and like perspective and color, and you know what, honestly, probably not overwhelming yourself and thinking you have to learn it all in art school. Just keep learning, and don't worry about your signature art style, man, right away, because it'll always change. um, you have to be diverse anyway to make it in the animation world, and you should be able to do a lot of different styles and not just one. But don't worry about like finding your signature thing right away. Um, that would be my like main thing. And then the second thing is just um, to work harder than you'd ever imagined working. I mean, like, I think there's, when I saw in my art school, I think there was kind of like a feeling of like, we're doing fun stuff, and we're gonna make games, or we're gonna make movies and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I think because of that, I think people kind of took it casually. Like they're just kind of like a doodle here and there. But when you're in art school, you have to make it an obsession. Like, you can't just casually go into that direction. You have to go at it with everything you have. And the hardest workers are always the ones that'll sort of like stand the test of time and make it. You got to work hard, man. It's not easy, and it's not like running around on scooters and just sort of like, I don't know, just like, it takes a lot of hard work. And I think it sounds simple, but when you go to art schools, you can see the hard workers. Like, you can see the ones that are working hard to get there and hustling to get there, and they stand out from the crowd. And I think if I can throw a third thing in there, is like, uh, be inquisitive, which is like, ask questions, be interested, ask questions. Um, don't be that sort of student that is just kind of like above it all and cooler than everything else, and just doesn't have any questions. Just ask questions. I mean, like, if you run into a professional or your teacher, ask questions. Like, be interested. Like, how does this work? Raise your hand, ask questions, even if it's the start of dialogue. I mean, like, don't be too cool and above everything. Um, be interested, because that's how you'll learn. Those kind of students are the ones that will excel. That I've seen. Um, the ones that are just kind of like, hey, how do you, how does this work? When blah blah blah. Or like, hey, you're here. How do you approach it when you do this? Just be interested. Just don't just be like, yeah, cool. I just you're above that. You owe yourself. You owe it more to yourself to engage with other people, with professionals, or with just your fellow classmates. You owe it to yourself to engage with them and not be that student that is just kind of like in the back, not talking to anybody, not asking any questions because they're an artist and they know what they want to say. No, it's a team effort, you know. That's what I see. It's less artistic and it's more personality wise. Like you, Rodrigo, like you're a very like you're a curious person. You're a curious person, and that's why you're successful is because you're always trying to learn. You're always trying to do better, and that's why you are where you are now.